In a land of ice and snow, there lived a young boy named Ethan. He had always been fascinated by the stories of brave firefighters who risked their lives to save others. One day, while playing in the snow, Ethan stumbled upon a small fox trapped in a frozen pond. The fox looked up at Ethan with pleading eyes, and he knew he had to help. Ethan approached the fox cautiously, trying to figure out a way to rescue it. The ice was too thick to break with his bare hands, so he ran back to his house to grab a shovel. With all his might, Ethan chipped away at the ice until he could reach the fox. He gently lifted the shivering animal out of the icy water and wrapped it in his coat to keep it warm. As Ethan carried the fox back to his house, he noticed smoke billowing from a nearby building. He realized that it was the old bakery where Mrs. Thompson and her family lived. Without hesitation, Ethan ran towards the burning building, his heart pounding with fear. Inside, he could hear the cries of Mrs. Thompson and her pets trapped on the upper floor. Drawing on his courage and quick thinking, Ethan remembered the stories of brave firefighters. He knew he had to act fast to save Mrs. Thompson and her pets. With a deep breath, Ethan dashed up the stairs, dodging flames and smoke along the way. He found Mrs. Thompson huddled in a corner, her pets whimpering in fear. Using his quick wits, Ethan guided Mrs. Thompson and her pets to safety, leading them through the smoke-filled corridors and out of the burning building. As they emerged into the cold night air, Ethan felt a sense of relief wash over him. Mrs. Thompson hugged him tightly, tears of gratitude streaming down her face. But the danger was not over yet. As Ethan turned to leave, he saw the fox from earlier watching him from a distance. The flames had spread to the nearby trees, trapping the fox in a ring of fire. Without a second thought, Ethan ran towards the fox, determined to save it just as he had saved Mrs. Thompson and her pets. With a burst of adrenaline, Ethan scooped up the fox in his arms and ran through the flames, shielding it from the heat with his body. The fox whimpered in fear, but Ethan whispered words of reassurance, promising to keep it safe. Finally, they emerged on the other side, the fox panting but unharmed. As the last embers of the fire died down, Mrs. Thompson approached Ethan with tears in her eyes. She thanked him for his bravery and kindness, knowing that he had risked his life to save not just her, but also the helpless animals around him. Ethan smiled, knowing that he had truly become a hero in the eyes of those he had saved. From that day on, Ethan and the fox, whom he named Avery, became inseparable companions. They roamed the snowy landscape together, spreading joy and kindness wherever they went. And though Ethan was just a young boy, he had proven that true courage knows no age, and that even the smallest acts of bravery can make a world of difference.